Hi everybody, and welcome to a new episode of the Terra Adventure Podcast. Anthony on Power Rangers Lost in Galaxy fan film, presented by my Morphin Megaverse Power Rangers Facebook group. So in today's episode, I do want to talk about something Power Rangers toy related, and if not so, something in parallel to its Super Sentai toy counterpart from Bandai Japan from the Mighty Morphin era. And boy, I have been waiting 7 years since 2015 to do this kind of rant. A long time ago, when I was listening to what Rick the Barkeep on the Onyx Tavern did about the pink Dino Charge Rangers, Triceratops Dino Zord being from pink to purple, but then back to pink again for the Bandai America release of the Dino Charge Megazord back in 2014-2015. He did touch upon talking about, back when Bandai, when in 1995, 20 years up to the point by Dino Charge, that they, for some reason, made the pink Shoguns, the white Shogunzord that Tommy and Kat would share in Mighty Morphin Power Rangers' third season, with the Shogunzord being from white to pink for some odd, peculiar reason. So it turns out, it was time I did my own spin on this subject about why is the Shogunzord pink for some reason. Whatever the issue was that they thought it was a good idea back in 1995 when Season 3 of Mighty Morphin was about to start airing after we had the first Power Rangers movie, that they decided to take what is Tommy's Shogunzord, later Delphine's Shogunzord, and make that pink. Knowing damn well Kakuranger did not have a pink member on that group. And knowing Kakuranger was only white, yellow, red, black, and blue as the main 5 Kakurangers, while I can see why Mighty Morphin Season 3 and Alien Rangers want to emulate that color spectrum, because Kakuranger didn't have a pink member, because they were short on a member that was pink, although the fact that Kakuranger only had the white ranger. Well, the White Ranger was a female, and she was the main focus character in that Sentai. And for Power Rangers, due to the fact Tommy was still the White Ranger, using the white, the Kiba Ranger suit from Die Ranger with something Kakuranger related, which was one of the reasons why I've always loved Mighty Morphin's 3 seasons, is that while they were doing their own thing, they had to combine the 3 Sentais to make their own continuous storyline. And around the footages that they use from Zoo Ranger, Die Ranger, and Kakuranger. And no wonder this is why Mighty Morphin was always iconic and unique. They didn't need to, for some reason, when it came to the toy front. Now, thinking about the toy again, when they did the Shogun Megazord and the Ninja Megazord release. When they did the Ninja Megazord, even though the Ninja Megazord toy came out for the first movie, the 1995 Mighty Morphin movie, and then they re-released the Ninja Megazord again under the TV show moniker for the toys. And when they did that, they had to repaint the Shogun, the Crane Ninja Zord's neck from red to pink, signifying that that was going to be Kimberly's Ninja Zord for the show and even the first Power Rangers movie. But in specific, talking about the Shogunzord. Now, nothing against the Ninja Zord. Even though I'm glad that the Legacy Ninja Megazord, when Bandai America did the Legacy line for Mighty Morphin, and the Legacy line, that they made the Legacy Ninja Megazord have proper paint decals from what the original 90s toy had, because they were going by whatever they thought was best for the toy at the time. Luckily for the Legacy line, they actually fixed that, and I'm happy that they actually fixed the Ninja Megazord. But back when Bandai, before they lost the license to Power Rangers for the toys, I kind of wish that before they lost the license, they should, instead of doing all those black and gold variants of the old Dino Zords, one of those black and gold variants should have been substituted for a Legacy Shogun Megazord release. And they should have done that. But no. And you know why Bandai did not want to do a Legacy Shogun Megazord? Because they thought, it wouldn't sell. But yet, we can get a Ninja Megazord and Falcon Zord release, but not a Shogun Megazord release, which is pitiful on their behalf, because I wish they should have done that years ago, before Hasbro took over. But thinking about this pink Shogun Zord, who on earth back in 1995 Bandai America thought it was a good idea to take what would be the same Shogun Zord Tommy and Catherine would share for the last of season 3 with the last of the Mighty Morphin suits in action on screen? Thought it was a good idea for the Shogun Zord to be pink, just because, well, the Crane Ninja Zord is white with some bits of red accents, but all of a sudden you decide, because, well, yeah, the Crane, known in fact Kakuranger Ninja White's, you know, counterpart of the Shogun Zord was for her, and then she would later get what will be the Crane Ninja Zord's counterpart in Kakuranger. But they didn't really need to repaint the whole thing pink, because what little boy back in 1995 was going to play with a fully painted pink robot? And of course, yeah, even when I had the Super Zeo Megazord toy, the combining deluxe one, I mind the Super Zeo pink Zord that Catherine had as the pink Zeo Ranger, although I never did have the Rescue Megazord, which would be the Med Rescue, you know, the Med Rescue Zord that Cassie had as the pink Turbo Ranger when they released the Rescue Megazord for Turbo's toy line, and that was the humanoid pink and white colored robot Zord for the Pink Ranger. But thinking back to the pink Shogun Zord thing, they didn't really need to repaint this to be pink. It should have stayed white like it was in the Japanese, you know, the Japanese Bandai Japan version of the Shogun Megazord's counterpart. And I know I'm not good with names from the Japanese versions all that much from Kakuranger, because I keep forgetting what the name of the Shogun Megazord was in Kakuranger. Even though this was the first mecha the Kakurangers had in the Sentai, but Power Rangers did things different, doing the smaller Zords, that being the Ninja Zords, and then do the more highly advanced Shoguns, but dormant Shogun Zords. But since when in the history of Power Ranger toys, in the history of forever, have I ever seen the white Shogun Zord be pink on the show? Unless they should have repainted the Shogun Zord, knowing in fact, well, by that point, Kimberly was already leaving. You know, the character of Kimberly was leaving. Amy Jo Johnson wanted to move on doing other things after her time on Power Rangers was up, although she would come back for the Turbo movie. But they didn't really need to, like supposedly they did, because they did have the Shogun Zord suits for American footage a few times in season 3. So suppose they repainted the Shogun Zord that Tommy would use pink, but knowing in fact Kimberly was not going to have that Zord because she was already leaving. Catherine would pilot the white Shogun, white Shogun Zord with Tommy for the last few episodes of season 3 before the Alien Rangers saga. So therefore, I don't see why was it that they decided to paint it pink. There's no reason for it, because this was exactly what Rick said on his Onyx Tavern video about purple dinosaurs or pink dinosaurs, where he saw how Bandai America made a big mistake painting what is Shelby's Triceratops Zord for the Dino Charge Megazord from pink to purple, and then they decided to correct their mistake by making it pink again. Because that's like saying, you know, looking at a pink Shogun Zord of Tommy and Kat's Shogun Zord that they had to share together, colored pink, that's like saying, let's take Aisha's Bear Shogun Zord and paint it gold or something. Or like say, let's take Rocky's Ape Shogun Zord and paint that maroon or burgundy or something. But that's what it seems like. So they thought it was a good idea to paint it that pink. Or that's like saying, let's take another pink colored Zord that belonged to the Mighty Morphin Pink Ranger from, let's say, the first 2 seasons. Let's say, suppose it did the Thunder Megazord back when we had the season 2 stuff for MMPR and based on Die Ranger. That's like saying, let's take Kimberly's Firebird Thunderzord and paint that whole entire Firebird pink. You know what I'm saying? So I don't understand what was the point of them doing a pink Shogunzord if they're not going to have that in the show. Well, we did get to see the toy version of the Shogun Megazord with the pink colored arm of what is the white Shogunzord in American footage just one time, because this was the only, because again, the final main episode of Mighty Morphin where they had a Megazord fight from either of the 3 Sentais with Kakuranger. The only way we had a Shogun Ultrazord, that was during the Mighty Morphin Rangers' final Megazord fight with Discordia, ending out their time as the Mighty Morphin group. And when we saw the Shogun Megazord in American footage, of course, they only used the toy version because Kakuranger was lacking a Ultrazord combination of sorts, just like Zoo Ranger and Dire Ranger was. So they decided to put the toy version of the Shogun Megazord. I wish they could have used the Bandai Japan toy, but no, that would be too expensive for Saban to use. So they had to use the Bandai America port of the Shogun Megazord with the pink-armed white Shogunzord for the Titanus Shogun Ultrazord combination. And you know, man, that was really ridiculous. Even when we saw that, that was the only time I would ever see the toy version of the Shogun Megazord be utilized within their final Megazord fight, which they had to splice the Sentai footage with the footage of the toys of Titanus and the Shogun Megazord together, showing the pink-armed thing. I don't want to go all full-blown, full-blown Chris Chan with the Sonic blue arm thing. No, but, it would feel like, I know that this was, the Shogun Megazord was a long time ago, back when Mighty Morphin Power Rangers was still in the air. But as a 3-year-old child in 1995 with autism, and suppose I did spurged out about the pink Shogunzord back then, much like Chris Chan and his spurging over Sonic's arm color in the Boom spin-off thing and said movie franchise that we had of recently. But suppose I did something like that with the pink Shogunzord, and I'd be like, no, but it would make sense as a child getting, worked up about it. But as a grown-ass man, no. But I just want to be concise about it as a rant real quick, just explaining, why did they even make this pink? Like, did they bleach the white Shogunzord from the Japanese Kakuranger toy release and decided, let's give the Pink Ranger the Zord because she got the Crane Zord, so let's give her the Shogun Zord, knowing common sense, when we actually finally got the Shogun Zords in between the two-parters with Catherine being introduced and with the buildup of Kimberly leaving and Catherine taking over her place as the Mighty Morphin Pink Ranger for the final few episodes of mainline MMPR before MMAR. They should have paid attention to the show. That, whoever at Bandai America back in 1995, they honestly should have paid attention to the show, even though Saban with the show and Bandai with the toys back then are two separate companies, so they have to, such and such. But they should have paid attention to what season 3 was going to do, realizing Kimberly was going to leave because they were doing a lot of build-up about her departure after the Ninja Quest, once the Rangers got the Ninja Zords. And then they would do a storyline around the Shogun Zords and Kimberly as the Pink Ranger, because season 3 was about the Pink Ranger and the changing of the guard of who would be the Pink Ranger before Mighty Morphin is up after 3 seasons. But they really honestly should have never, again, I just wish they should have never changed the color, is all I'm saying. But that's like saying, supposedly Bandai America did this to some other Pink Ranger Zords that were vehicle or animal based after Power Rangers Turbo, for instance. Like, suppose they took Kendrick's and Caron's Wildcat Galactazord from Lost Galaxy and painted that whole Wildcat Galactazord from white with less pink and made it fully pink with less white. Or Dana's Med Rescue Zord from Lightspeed Rescue and her Omega Zord from the Omega Megazord and painted that fully pink. Or that's like saying when we had SPD, like when they had Sid's Delta Runner, take SPD Pink's Delta Runner and made that fully pink and less white. You know what I'm saying? So I don't understand why did Bandai thought that was a good idea back in 1995 with the Shogun Megazord. As much as I always wanted a Shogun Megazord toy, much like the Ninja Megazord, I never really got the Shogun Megazord as a toy. But hopefully when I get around collecting any more vintage Power Rangers Megazords from Bandai America, or if not, I'll probably just buy a Shogunzord, a pink Shogunzord, which is still white basically, and repaint that fully proper as the white Shogunzord, because that was what it was in the Sentai, just to be more accurate. But again, Bandai just really shot themselves in the foot thinking that was a good idea, knowing they should have paid attention to what the show was doing by the 3rd season, and when we were getting close to Kimberly's departure again, at the near the end of season 3 of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. And honestly, they also had an opportunity that, like I said, that I wish that when they still had the toy license before Hasbro took over, they should have done a Legacy Shogun Megazord release to correct their mistake from 25 years earlier. But they didn't. So that's a bit about the rant. I wish I would go on and talk about it, because there's not really much to say about why did they make this thing pink. Just like I said about making a Chris Chan reference. Chris Chan spurging out about Sonic's arm color being blue. What is suppose I spurged out about? Why? Oh my God! Why did Bandai in 1995 made the White Ranger Shogunzord pink for the Pink Ranger, knowing the Pink Ranger was going to share the Shogunzord? Ugh! That sort of thing. But yeah, I wish they never did do that. Really, though. So that's it, everybody. That's it for a ramble for now, until next time with my next discussion related to anything Power Ranger Sentai or the fan base. So be sure to subscribe, drop a like, share this video with your friends. Yeah, so therefore, thanks for listening, and I'll see you guys next time with a new discussion video or anything really on the Terra Venture podcast.